3, 2, 1. Howdy folks, and welcome to today's virtual volunteer segment. My name is the Great Scott, and I got to tell you, today is without a doubt one of the greatest thrills for me in all these virtual volunteer segments that we have done. Well, some of my guests I do an intro for, some I do a little story for as to, well, how we got here. Anybody who knows me well, that from a very young age, I've always been a huge fan of a Christian comedian by the name of Mark Lowry. And I basically followed him everywhere he went from that I could see him. Unfortunately, he didn't come to Massachusetts very often, except when he was with the Gaithers, when they would come and do the Worcester Centrum. And because of that, I started to become fans of other singers. And one year, the year after Mark left the vocal band, was the first year I decided, I'll attend the Gaither homecoming anyway because I like the Tally Trio and I like Aaron Wilbur and some of the other people that they've introduced. And that year, the very first year Mark Lowry was gone, was when I first saw the guy you see on the screen right here now. It was just him and his pig Paco, and ever since then we've kind of kept in touch. Anytime I heard he was with the Gaithers or playing Old Orchard Beach, Maine, I have just made sure that I was there. He is a Star Search winner. He is the only comedian to appear on all of the Thou Shalt Laugh videos. A great ventriloquist, piano player. I could go on and on about this guy, but I think the name speaks for itself. Say hello to Taylor Mason. Taylor, it's a pleasure to have you here today.
Hi, Scott. That was a really nice introduction. You're really a good guy. Thank you very much. I didn't deserve that.
No, it's good. Hey, you didn't deserve to set the time out of your busy schedule today. Now, one of the things that Taylor wondered, and I'm sure a lot of people out there are wondering, is, okay, Scott, this is one of your favorite guests ever. Why in the heck are you wearing a farmer outfit and not your tuxedo like you normally do? Well, there's a reason for that. Anybody out there who's ever had me for a daycare center and or a young group of kids and seen me do my act, Fred the Farmer in the Backwards Barnyard Bonanza, and wonder where in the heck did that act come from? Well, you're looking at the man who inspired it, believe it or not. This guy right here, he had a little friend. I asked you if he was available. Is Paco there?
Yeah, actually, I can't believe it. I usually don't have him available, but I brought him with me. So yes, and so this is. Come here. Are you ready to meet Scott?
Hold on, Scott.
No, he's right there. Oh, okay. So
hello, Paco. How are you?
Scott.
Yeah. Well, Paco, there is somebody I would like you to meet here. As I told the viewing public at home, I'm dressed up like Farmer Fred. Normally, I wear this hat as well. The problem is with the lighting in here, the shadow is casting. I look like a raccoon, so I'm not wearing the hat today. This is my little friend right here. I would like you to say hello to. This is Patrick the pig. Say hello, Patrick. Hello. How are you? It's very nice to. Oh, there is someone like me. Hello there. What is your name?
Hi. Do you recognize that?
Oh,
no.
Oh, no.
Yeah, he's actually, Scott has his own Paco, but he named it Patrick.
My name is Patrick, yes.
It's a really wonderful thing.
I don't think so.
No,
Oh, dear.
It's a really wonderful thing.
As you would say, this is so weird. Anyway, one of the things, I want to make it perfectly clear, there's an old expression, imitation is the most sincerest form of flattery here. And one thing that I was always, there's a number one rule in Fred the Farmer and the Backwards Barnyard Bonanza. And that number one rule is, if Taylor and Paco do it, Fred and Patrick cannot. Like, for example...
No, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah. Well, like, for example, we don't do as many bacon jokes as you guys do. We do have one, though. It goes like this. You see Patrick here. Yes? Patrick here, as you can tell by his bow tie, is a magician. Now, you used to be in a magic duo, right? Yes, I did. What was your partner's name in the magic duo? Chuck the Chicken. Chuck the Chicken? Yeah. You were in a magic act with a chicken? I was. What did you guys call the act? Bacon and eggs.
Oh, there you go. Bacon and eggs, because it was a chicken.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's great.
But what I can't figure out is, why, if your guys' act was so successful, then why did you break the act up? KFC. Exactly. Now, one of the interesting things... Oh, thank you. One of the interesting things is, now sometimes, I am nowhere near the ventriloquist that this guy is. And I really build this as my young kids show. This was kind of, a lot of my magic stuff in the tuxedo kind of goes over the heads of kids who are like in the 3 to 4 range. So this is kind of where your act is more like the stand-up comedy thing. Mine is more kind of geared at the like the nursery school age or whatever. But I did figure out a way to do a magic trick with the pig, and I figured of all the tricks that I could do for you and have you be a volunteer for, it would have to be the one with Patrick. Okay, what do we do?
I have to see this.
All right.
I have to see this trick.
All right, Patrick, yeah? This is the trick where I hypnotize you. What? This is the trick where I hypnotize you, I put you into a trick. Okay, he's not too happy about that, folks. I'm sorry. I don't like that trick. Why not? It makes me look stupid. What do you mean it makes you look stupid? Look at the watch. Oh, sleep. It makes you look stupid. All right, you know what? Taylor, Patrick has been saying for a long time that he doesn't like doing this trick. That's right, okay. So I planned ahead. What do you mean? Patrick, think back to the last time we did this trick. Okay. Do you actually remember me unhypnotizing you from that trick? Actually, no. Sleep. Okay, see, Patrick is now hypnotized. And while he is hypnotized, he will not move and he will not talk. I'm going to put him right here on this table right there, okay? Now, remember how I said...
He's not going to move.
He's
not going to move, and he's not going to talk.
That's right.
He's hypnotized.
He's hypnotized. That is correct.
I love it.
And the kids love this, yes. Now, another thing about kids is when you do a show that's geared at like nursery schools and such, you learn something very quickly. Your average 3 to 4 year old does not know the difference between a club, a diamond, a heart, and a spade. However, they have learned their ABCs, and there was a magician with nothing better to do than figure this out. If you have 52 cards and you do the entire alphabet twice, you have 52. So this is what's known as the alpha deck. This is what's known as the alphabet deck, okay? Now,
so there's two. So just so we're all clear,
yeah.
What the alphabet deck is every card has a letter corresponding to one of the letters of the alphabet,
yeah.
And there are 2 of each of those letters. So the 2 A's, 2 Z. Got it. Okay.
Exactly.
Perfect.
26. I love the fact that there was a magician with nothing better to figure out than 26 times 2 was 52.
Brilliant.
Okay. Now, Taylor, can you see what letter that is right there?
Yes.
Okay. It's the letter P. Now, one thing that we do is we take the letter P and we're going to put it right here in Patrick's mouth so that he is holding on to it just like that. See, the hypnotized pig is holding on to the card. Okay.
Doesn't even know he's got it in his mouth.
That's right. Right. So the pig has got P in his mouth. Oh.
Ooh, yeah.
That came out so wrong. That came out so wrong. Okay.
You really did.
Yeah. Okay. The pig has got the letter P in his mouth, and you can see what letter this is, R. Now, if you've ever seen a two-headed monster Sesame Street sketch, you know that if I cover over this leg, the P looks like the R. Of course, there's another way to do that, which is you just give it a little tap like that, and the leg goes from this card to the card that is in the pig's mouth.
No!
Yes. Now, if you thought that was interesting, there's another thing that we do while the pig is still hypnotized. Usually I have someone pick a card, but that's kind of hard to do when you're on the other side of the screen. So what we're going to do instead, Taylor, is I'm going to go like this, and I want you to tell me when to stop.
Gotcha. Stop.
Okay. I'm going to take the card that's right here, because that's less likely the one that I saw. Okay. Do you see what letter that is?
I do. I know that letter well.
Okay. I'm going to show it to the camera. Notice I'm keeping my head down.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to put it right back and put the other cards right on top of it just like so. Okay? This is so much better when the person actually picks it, but hey, we're limited with Skype. What can I say? So I'm going to give it a few cuts like this. Give it a honest-to-goodness shuffle. That's a real shuffle. You can see that I am really shuffling these cards. Okay? And if I do this right, I should be able to get the card you picked back on top of this deck, Taylor. Would you be surprised if I could do that?
I'll be stunned.
So would I. All right, Taylor. By any chance, did you pick the letter V? Or as they say in Rome, the number 5. Did you pick the letter V?
No, I did not.
You know what? That's okay. I said that I might not use this if something goes wrong, but the good news is I have a plan B, no pun intended. The plan B is we take the card that I just showed you, the letter V, and we put it into the mouth of the hypnotized pig, just like that, okay? Now, if I do this right, this is going to be amazing. Watch. I'm going to have the card that you picked jump out of this pack, flip over, and go back in facing the wrong way. The thing is, this is going to happen so quickly, you will not see it. Watch. Did you see it?
No.
That's because it was too quick. But if you look through these cards, you'll see that these cards are all facing you, and if I did this right, then your card should be facing, should be facing me. Now, Taylor, what letter did you pick?
The same letter as my first letter, my first name, Taylor. T.
Taylor. Are you sure?
T is what it was.
Taylor, didn't I put a letter V in the pig's mouth?
Yeah.
Well, you pointed out that there's 2 of every letter, so this must be the other V then.
Yeah. Oh, no, that's really good.
Thank you.
That's great.
So that's one of the Fred the Farmer and the backwards barnyard bonanza tricks that I did.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Fred the Farmer.
And the backwards barnyard bonanza.
Backwards barnyard bonanza.
That's
There's
right.
a lot to say, Scott.
It is.
A lot.
It is, and I go through the tongue twister at the beginning of the show. I explain it. Backward, because things are a little weird. Barnyard, because I'm a farmer and we have a whole bunch of farm animals. And bonanza, because we have a darn tootin' good time. Speaking of a darn tootin' good time, A couple years ago, you were on a show called Bananas, and
Yes.
you brought up a puppet only real briefly. You called her Beulah Lamb. I don't know if you remember
Yes.
that. I haven't
remember
seen
that.
I haven't seen Beulah Lamb all that much recently. The funny thing
Yeah,
is, what were you saying? Yeah,
No. I haven't seen her. I haven't seen her in years.
Okay. The funny thing is that I have something after seeing her. That was kind
Oh
of
my
the
gosh.
inspiration for this right here. This is Sherman the sheep. Now Sherman is a cowboy sheep. Hold on here.
Yes,
Hi
he
there.
is.
How are you doing? I'm okay. How are you? Huh? Look at the screen.
He's smart. He can take directions. He's a
Is
hello,
that who?
Sherman.
Is that who I think it is? Yeah, that's Taylor Mason. Oh, how you doing there, Doy? You said
I'm doing
Doy.
great.
You said Doy. It's boy. I got to work on my B's and D's. Okay,
The
but you
B's
know,
are hard to say without
yeah.
moving your lips.
Sherman's actually a very good singer. Oh yeah, listen. Ooh, give me a home where then the flows roll, where then
Oh, he's
deer
great.
and the antelopes play, where seldom ain't heard a discouraging word, and then skies are not cloudy all day.
Oh my gosh, you were good at this.
Yeah. Well, actually, something else kind of
You're gonna
interesting
put me
here.
out of work.
Yes. Something else interesting. I showed you a quick trick I could do with Patrick. You know, you used to do a joke where Beulah Lamb would cough and she would go cotton ball. It was just a throwaway joke. You did it for 1 second. But sometimes other people can hear a throwaway joke and run with it. This is actually a cotton ball. Oh no. Ooh. All right. Now, do me a favor, please, Sherman. Let me see that back, please. Okay. All right. We're gonna put this one. See, I have a cup here that has a couple of them in. Okay, so we're gonna put that right there. Oh dear, he has another one there. Hold on.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, we'll put that in the cup. It's okay. Oh boy. Hang on. Okay. I'm sorry about. Oh boy. There we go.
It's a cotton ball machine.
Exactly. Don't ever do that again. All right. Now, actually, Sherman has a little son over here. His name is Lenny the Lamb. This is his little boy right here, Lenny the Lamb.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, that might.
I remember these.
I think this looks a little familiar as well.
Yes.
And you see, one of the interesting things that I do is these guys actually don't do much talking with me. They only talk with each other. So I actually have this joke that I do saying I'm allergic to wool. And when they're going to do their show just talking to each other, I put my bandana scarf over my face so that I can, because if you're gonna have just the puppets talk to each other and you're not part of the conversation, why waste the energy of keeping your lips still? Is my philosophy.
But you know, look at it this way, Scott.
Yeah.
With the quarantining going on and social distancing, putting your scarf over your mouth is the perfect thing for a ventriloquist.
There you go.
Right? So you don't even have to worry anymore. So I would use that and say, I'm a great ventriloquist.
Right.
I don't move my lips, but you won't know because I have to do this because I don't want any of my imaginary friends to get sick.
Yeah. There's a whole bunch of jokes you can do, like, hey, I'll have the sheep say something like, hey, did you notice my voice got louder the minute he put that up? Or something.
Yeah,
now,
exactly.
I have one last thing I would like to share with you here. Folks,
Shoot,
I realize I'm going through...
I got time for one more.
Yeah, okay. Folks, I realize I'm going through a lot here, but we don't have this guy on the thing. This is something you will not recognize. This is Casey the cow. She's the last member of the Backwards Barnyard Bonanza. And I realized very quickly that I could not do a woman's voice. So the joke is that she does not speak English, right? She only speaks cow. And this is kind of an homage to your puppet of the Colonel. Do you remember the Colonel? Colonel Cornelius?
Of course I do.
You just for those of you who haven't seen it, buy one of the Bananas videos. He has this corn on the cob puppet where he basically fills the segment with every corn pun that you can think of. And basically I do every cow pun with her. Like I'm milking it for all it's worth, or I'll do the interrupting cow joke that Thor Ramsey did with you that I've heard more places than I can count. But anyway, since we don't have much time left here, I feel like I'm doing a lot of talking here, and I did want to give you a chance to say some stuff.
Well, listen, I was thrilled to see you do. I love magic, and I love what you did with your magic. So good job. I hope we get to see each other again, and I hope we get to see you live somewhere down the road. I wish I could stay more. I gotta go.
Yeah, I know. Well, the truth is The truth is, folks, I've been trying to do something with this guy for years. I love that a pandemic is what it took for us to get together. It just goes to show how busy we both were. So
we'll do it again.
Yeah.
We'll do it again.
Now, if some of my people on my page, if some of the people who are watching this on my page want to check out some of your material, where's the best place for them to do that?
There's all kinds of places on Monday the 20th. This Monday the 20th of April. I'm either doing Facebook Live or Zoom, and that'll be on Twitter. You know, I'm easy to find. Taylor Mason, just Google it. I'm on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter. So, and I'll be doing a live video on Monday at 2 p.m. East Coast time, 11 a.m. on the West Coast.
All right. Is that on Zoom or Facebook?
I think I don't know yet. Right now it's on Facebook, or it might be both, or it might be just Zoom. I'll have more details later, probably over the weekend.
All right. Well, God bless Taylor. I know that you live in the New Jersey area, which I know is getting hit hard right now.
Live in New Jersey?
Yeah, so.
We're getting sacked. Yes, we are.
Yeah, well, it's only, well, I'm trying to be optimistic here. Everybody is saying, you know, we're going to get through this. It's just a question of when, and I'm sure we are by the grace of God. So.
Yep, you know what? Yes, and prayers to everybody. And listen, thanks for taking a few minutes with me today, buddy.
Hey, no problem. No problem. And, hey, keep in touch. Sorry that we had to cut things short here, but I appreciate you taking the time to join us. So thank you, folks, for joining us today. And we'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.